I'd like to welcome you to the Finance and Performance Extraordinary Meeting. Kia ora tātou huhui mai nei. Right, I will ask Sandra to take the roll, please.
Good afternoon, councillors. Mayor Goff.
Your Worship. Okay, move on.
Deputy Mayor Cashmore. Councillor Bartley. IMSB Member Blair. Councillor Casey.
Kia ora, Sandra.
Councillor Collins.
Kia ora, Sandra.
Thank you. Councillor Coombe has an apology. Councillor Cooper.
Aye.
Councillor Dalton.
Present.
Councillor Filipaina. Councillor Fletcher.
Sandra, can you just, that's, what's her name? Jane. Can you just turn
Councillor Henderson.
That's a Marie.
Councillor Hills. Councillor Hills, we can see you're online. Can you hear us?
Sandra, while you're waiting, I am online. It's Christine Fletcher speaking.
Thank you. Councillor Mulholland.
Present.
Councillor Newman.
Present.
Councillor Sayers. Councillor Stewart.
Present.
Councillor Walker.
Yes.
Councillor Young.
大家好。
Thank you.
Thank you for that. Councillors, as you come on, if you've missed the roll call, please put your comments in the sign bar so you know that we're here. We have people with their mics on that shouldn't have. Thank you. Right, now move on to the apologies, and I have two official apologies from IMSB Chair David Typery and Councillor Coombe. Any other official apologies? I'll move those. Do I have a second for Councillor Mulholland? Thank you. All those in favour say aye. Against, carried. Aye. We have no declarations of interest, no petitions, no public input. Because it's an extraordinary extraordinary meeting, there is no local board input, but you have been emailed the input from local board for your reference. It is an extraordinary meeting, so I'll go straight into item 7, which has two sections, one in open and one in confidential. So this, of course, is about the disposal of Mill Road and Penlink properties to Wakakutahi, formerly known as NZTA. And we have with us Jane Small, who's the Group Manager of Property and Planning. Jane, thanks for joining us. I understand you're on the way to the airport, so you're in your car. So over to you. Thank you. Oops, Jane. You were there, I could hear you.
Are people able to hear me?
Yes, we can now, Jane. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Councillors. So this is a report regarding the transfer of the land for Penlink and Mill Road under Section 50 of the Public Works Act. And this is because the project's now been delivered under the New Zealand Upgrade Programme. So the AT Board approved the transfer on the 3rd of June of the properties, and this was subject to approval by a governing body or Finance and Performance Committee. So, and at this time it was anticipated that settlement would occur on the 30th of June 2020. So you will paper before you that there is a settlement sum that's recorded here, but settlement has been deferred, taken or predicted to take place on the 30th of October this year. And so the purchase value for the property that is shown in the paper is calculated on the basis of the purchase price plus the cost of debt, and the calculation for cost of debt.
Jane, we're finding it difficult to hear, and just remember this is the open section agenda item 2, please.
Hello, are you able to hear me?
Yes, we are, and I'm just reminding you that this first agenda item is the process in open, and then we'll move into confidential for the detail.
Thank you. Okay. Apologies for that. So it's just recording for the committee that this is the transfer of the land for the Penlink and Mill Road properties to Kotahi, and that is programmed to take place on the 30th of October 2020, and and other than that, I don't know that the rest of the paper is probably appropriate for the confidential section.
Correct, Jane. You've just said enough. That's very good. Thank you very much. So I would like to, we've got any questions of Jane before we move into the detail of the report, which was in confidential? No, with no questions or comments,
Madam
I'll
Chair,
move. Sorry.
Madam Chair, I note that Councillor Fletcher is happy to move, and I'll second.
Oh, okay, I'm happy about that. All right then, we've got a mover and a seconder in Fletcher and in Newman. All those in favour say aye.
Aye.
Against, carried. Thank you. I'll now move the open agenda into confidential as a procedural item. I have a seconder from Councillor Cooper. All those in favour say aye.
Aye.
Against, carried. I'm sorry, those of you online will have to move out of open and go into confidential. Is that correct? No? No, you don't. You stay on. Stay on. Can we just have a couple of minutes from staff? Thank you.